Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Slcmof and I am back again with another video, and in today's video I'd like to talk about Ben Affleck's Batman and how he will play out in Batman v Superman and the rest of the DCEU. And this commentary is kind of inspired by something I heard from the Real Comic Book Gamer probably a few months ago. It's been a while now, and what he said kind of stuck with me for whatever reason. But what he said was, from Ben Affleck and the Batman DCEU, whatever you like to call it, I want to see the real Batman. And what he meant by that in this specific context is that, we've gotten many iterations of Batman. We've got 1960s Batman, 1989 Batman, Adam West Batman, etc. And we've gotten Christian Bale Batman, and none of them are Batman. None of them are. And, Christian Bale, if anything, is actually a regression from the comic book Batman from the previous iterations, such as 1989 Batman. And if you really think about Christian Bale's Batman, the voice, the persona is pretty off from the comics. It doesn't really match it very well. And also, he's incredibly underpowered. Not only is he not as intelligent as the comic book Batman, he's also not nearly as strong, not nearly as powerful. I mean, he pretty much did get beat up by the Joker at the end of The Dark Knight. And that's something that, Batman, if he were just come down to a hand-on-hand confrontation with the Joker, it would not be a very pleasant sight for the Joker in that instance. Most of the time, of course, there are exceptions to everything in comic books, but really we've gotten every Batman but Batman. And I see all the time videos or in the comments of videos people saying, oh, I can't wait to see this character for the first time on the big screen. I can't wait to see this character for the first time because we've never seen him or her before. What I'm thinking is that I can't wait to see Batman for the first time. We've never seen Batman. And as much as I love, Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy, it's awesome. Okay, Christian Bale's a cool Batman. But Christian Bale is a take on Batman. I don't want to see a take on Batman. I don't want to see an iteration. I don't want to see a rendition of Batman. I want to see Batman. What does that mean? And I think that it's very dangerous when you try to adapt a comic book Batman into a movie that is somewhat grounded in realism. Of course, this is a Zack Snyder movie, so, there's going to be a lot of craziness and a lot of things flying on the screen, okay? That's just what you can expect from a Zack Snyder movie. So there's really two ways that they can screw this up, and they can go in two different directions. The one direction they could go with is they could make Batman underpowered. What they could do is they could make him hold a grenade launcher instead of actually fighting Doomsday, which it looks like they're going to do, and create some kind of forced way to fight Doomsday that's kind of stupid and really make him unuseful. So basically make him underpowered. That's the one way they could screw him up in one direction. The other direction they screw him up is if they make him overpowered. They make him unbelievably strong. He does as much damage as Superman. He punches harder than Wonder Woman. That's where you get into issues, and I can see it going both ways, but I think that Zack Snyder has it down. I think he understands the character pretty well, and I think we're going to see something pretty similar to Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns Batman, even though he's explicitly stated that the movie is not at all based on Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. I think we'll kind of see a similar type of Batman, and it's hard to show a powerful Batman, and I get that, and I also realize that Batman punches a lot harder on a comic book page than he does from an actual actor who is a regular man, and you're trying to actually make the audience believe that what they're seeing is somewhat, believable or realistic, and of course it is a comic book movie at the end of the day, so realism is not the main concern as it was in a Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, for example. But I want to see a badass Batman. I want to see a Batman that can punch hard. I want to see a Batman that is the intellectual core of the Justice League. And, really, that's what makes him useful in the comics. And if you can't portray that, if you cannot carry that over from the comics into the movies, then Batman's going to be a flop. And really, the audience is just going to be looking there and just thinking, why is Batman even here? He's a detriment. He has to be rescued every second. He has this grenade launcher that he's shooting Doomsday with that doesn't even do anything. So why is he even here? He should just be in the Batcave hiding. Okay, that's what he should be doing. And you have to avoid that. You have to, as I said, and I'll repeat again, it's a lot easier to show Batman. He punches a lot harder on a comic book page than he does in a movie. And they need to do a great job at really carrying that strength, that power, and that physique from the comic books into the movies. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I just want to see the real Batman, because we've seen in all the iterations of Batman everything but Batman.